welcome to episode 265 of Magic the Amateuring.
That's right, you're listening to a podcast that is for players returning to the game of Magic, new to the game of Magic, who want to improve their game of Magic, or just get more involved in the Magic community.
I'm one of your hosts, Maria.
I'm another one of your hosts, Floombert.
Floombert and Maria, the hosts of Magic the Amateuring. Floombert, how is your magical life going?
You know, it's pretty good. I feel like my name makes me sound like a Roomba, but fancier.
Ooh, I would definitely buy a Floombert to sweep up the scraps of chips on my floor.
Yeah, you know, now that we think about it, I feel like we've already made a joke about Floombert being a vacuum.
Yes, we certainly did last episode.
It sounds so much like a vacuum name that I forgot about that joke but was compelled to make it again.
You know what's funny? Sometimes I will re-listen to episodes of Magic the Amateuring and I'm just like, while I'm listening, a few seconds before I say it, I will often think of the same joke that I made in the show, but forget that I already had made it in the show.
Wow.
This is so weird how brains work.
It is so weird how brains work. What's also weird?
What?
Magic.
That's true.
Yeah. And what's not weird? The stuff we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, we've got some sweet stuff on the show for you today. We're going to talk about Two-Headed Giant.
Ooh, that's right, because there's some sick news.
Yes.
Hitting the news presses.
I'm so excited.
Yes, as am I. And because some of that news is about Two-Headed Giant, we're going to do a For the Noobs segment all about it. In case you're like, what? I haven't played Two-Headed Giant, or I've seen it on the schedule of pre-release events for stuff, but I've never been to it because I didn't know what it meant. I thought to myself, I'm just a Magic player with one head and not two.
I mean, I have two heads, but I keep one of them in my backpack at all times.
That is creepy.
I'm like the guy in Man in Black where you shoot my head off and another smaller one grows back.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how much that stings? Perfect impression.
Perfect impression.
But also if you're like, how do you draft Two-Headed Giant? Because this new product is actually about drafting.
Yeah.
We're going to tell you how.
We're going to give you the scoop. We're going to give you the lowdown. We're going to give you the shimmy and we're going to give you the shake.
We're also going to give you the skinny on standard.
Ooh, that's right. There is so much happening in standard.
It's crazy.
Since the Bannings came around.
We looked up 5-0 deck lists on Magic Online, and we had to scroll for about 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm now 10 years older than I was before I started scrolling through those decks.
But that's because there's so many different ones.
It's beautiful.
And do you know what? You may think to yourself, why would I listen to you say these 5-0 deck lists when I could Google them myself? Well, one, the page is more difficult to find than it should be.
Accurate.
And two, we'll make a dumb joke about each and every one of them.
That's a promise.
That is now a literal promise that I'm making to you.
But before we do any of that, remember, it's Patreon Pledge Drive Month.
That's right. It sure freaking is, Buddy Chops.
My name is Buddy Chops. I'm like Lamb Chops. Lamb Chops play along where kids come to get chopped along. Wow. That was dark.
What?
Did you ever watch Lamb Chops play along?
No, I don't. I thought that you were just saying nonsense words. What is Lamb Chops play
Are you
along?
for real right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a PBS show back in the day hosted by Sherry Lewis, who is a puppeteer and what do you call it? Ventriloquist. And she had a farm, I guess. I'm not really sure what it was, but she had a lamb, which was named Lamb Chops. And there was a horse named Charlie Horse.
Can we talk about how messed up it is for a lamb to be named Lamb Chops?
Yeah, it's like if I was named Cannibal.
No, it's like if you were named Cannibal Meal.
Cannibal Meal. Delicious human meat.
Yeah.
I hear we taste like pig. Anyway, she had two. There was more characters, and
I am deeply freaked out by that.
What was their deal? They just kind of hung out and stuff.
Oh,
and Lamb Chop. I have a Lamb Chop puppet in my house, actually.
Interesting. Weird.
It was. Made me want to be a ventriloquist when I watched it.
That's pretty neat.
It was a cool show. She was a cool lady.
Kids need dreams.
That is accurate, literally and figuratively.
Yes.
If your child doesn't dream, beware.
Beware. You have the Omen situation on your hands.
But we were talking about what? Oh, Patreon Pledge Drive Month. Speaking of the Omen.
Speaking of the Omen, if you don't pledge to MTAcast, your child will become possessed.
If you don't pledge to us, a demon will appear and suck out your soul through your eyeballs. Just kidding.
That's right.
But,
so if you would like to avoid that, or if you just want literally our eternal thanks and gratitude, pledge to MTA over on patreon.com/MTAcast. It helps keep the show alive and running. It helps us do what we love doing, which is bringing new content to you and telling you about weird PBS shows that used to happen.
You know what's I think is cool is your pledge is essentially saying, you know, this is how I like to consume my Magic content. This is who I am as a Magic player. I'm somebody who has a lot of fun playing the game. I'm someone who, you know, isn't afraid to take myself not entirely seriously. I'm somebody who likes to have a laugh and a good time. And I think that's what you're saying. So it's kind of like voting with your dollars and in a sense saying like, this is how I like Magic. And we're happy to help support that. And remember, if you haven't switched your pledge over to the monthly level, please go and do so. A number of you still haven't done it. It really only takes a minute, and you can switch over to our $5 a month level, which is essentially the same as our $1 an episode level.
Whether or not you like milk, it is easier than drinking a glass of milk.
It has been confirmed. We had somebody say
we had someone
it
tell
literally
us
was.
that it was literally easier, whether you are starting a new pledge or if you are just updating your pledge to reflect that monthly pledge amount. That glass of milk, it's still there for you. You could still go drink it if you want to, but this is even easier and gives you more calcium.
Yeah, and we've got some, speaking of new content, you're going to want to head over to YouTube this week on Wednesday because we've got a brand new video for you that we're super excited about.
Just as a spoiler, I almost froze. I literally
Megan almost
became a popsicle
to bring you this
while filming this week's video.
Yeah, and guess what it's about? It's something that everybody has been asking us for.
It's true. It's true. What is it about?
Popper. It's about Popper. Yeah.
But you should head over there. Why, you ask? Would you almost freeze while making a video about Popper? You're going to have to watch it to find out.
YouTube.com/MTAcast. And a big thank you, of course, to our sponsor, Card Kingdom.
That's right. CardKingdom.com/MTAcast. Get your boosters. Get your Popper deck.
Yeah.
If you watch that video tomorrow and you're like, hot diggity damn, I need to get into this. Guess what?
That's what I say before I eat a pot pie.
Yeah. Same, but like mashed potatoes.
Oh, yeah.
Like a pile of mashed potatoes. Hot diggity damn, I need to get into this.
That's what I thought. You know, like we talk about some of the top decks in that video, and I was looking through the deck list. I'm like, oh, this format seems so fun. So if you think the same thing, CardKingdom.com/MTAcast is a link to put into your browser window, whether on your phone, your, Microsoft Edge, your laptop, your desktop, your space computer. In NASA, you can enter it into your hand and it will appear behind your eyeballs. And that's where to go to support the show and Card Kingdom, which has been a wonderful supporter of the show for a long time.
NASA is doing some stuff different than I thought they were.
A lot of stuff that they're doing, you don't even know about,
It's true.
They've probably already shaken hands with the aliens. They've probably already gave them a slap on the back, shared their gum from class.
What?
Did you ever do that?
No.
In high school? Share your gum with somebody?
No.
It's actually disgusting.
Disgusting.
It's so gross.
I cannot.
But I did it. Only once, though.
Oh, God. Just the more I think about it, the more I'm honestly horrified.
It's one of those things kids do. They're like, look at how much we're together. We shared our gum.
Oh, barf. If someone was like, okay, either you share gum with me right now or our relationship is over, I'd be like, then it's done.
The gum
Great
ultimatum
knowing you.
Of 1998.
Cool. Bye.
For the noobs, Two-Headed Giant.
Hey, some of you are thinking, Two-Headed Giant. That sounds like one of the mystery men from that hit film. Mystery men.
You might be thinking, hey, that sounds like one of the characters from The Princess Bride, and you're almost right, but that's Andre the Giant.
That's right, and he just was a single-headed giant.
Yeah, you might be thinking, it sounds like what's on a can of beans, but no, you're almost right again, but that's a Jolly Green Giant.
Oh, you mean a can of peas?
Oh.
Or green beans?
Yeah, I think so.
When you said can of beans, I was imagining baked beans, and I was like, I literally have no idea where this is going. I was like, I have zero idea what we're talking about.
Baked beans.
Yeah, I lost you. No, it is none of those things. Two-Headed Giant is an awesome Magic format that you get to play with another person. Not against them, but it's you and a teammate, the other half of your Two-Headed Giant, the second head to the Two-Headed Giant, playing against another pair of people. which is it's super cool. It's one of those things where it's like so many times you're playing Magic and it's 1v1.
Yep.
But there's some chances that you get like team unified events and then two-headed giant events where you just get to like double and triple up on your fun because you're sharing it with somebody else.
2HG is a great way to introduce somebody new to the game. You know, if you're an advanced player and you're like, oh, I wanted to get my significant other into Magic, I wanted to get my kid into Magic, guess what? You can bring them with you to the Two-Headed Giant event and kind of like help them because you play together as a team. You do have 2 separate decks that you're using to play another pair of people, but you can make decisions together.
Yeah. You each have your own 40 card deck because it's a limited format.
Yep.
So you're each going to have a 40 card deck that you're drawing from, and you're each going to have like you each get to play a land. You each have mana for spells, but you share a life total.
Yeah, 30.
30. That's right.
Not
Your starting
20.
life total in Two-Headed Giant is 30.
And you're always playing best of 1.
Yeah.
Because the games can go on for a long time because there's a lot happening.
Yes, there's a lot happening. It also means that because it's best of 1, you do get a free mulligan.
Yeah, that's
You can
sweet.
take 1 free mulligan to 7 again, and after that you do have to start going down. But since it's only 1 game, they say, hey, we don't want it to be determined by if one person like mulligans to 5, and that's terrible.
Yeah,
like, that's no fun. So yeah, it is. It's super fun when you're attacking. Like each player controls their own creatures and will attack with them. And then like either person's creatures on the defending team can block those different creatures. It's super cool.
Two-Headed Giant is a very unique and neat format, and you usually see it at a pre-release. It's also usually at Grand Prix. You can do that as a side event.
It's stuff like you get into really interesting interactions with, like back in the day when Theros was out.
Yes.
Grey Merchant of Asphodel was
Praise to the merchant, Gary. Card's so good.
because that card drains each opponent. And even though you share a life total, you're still considered as 2 individual opponents. So something like Grey Merchant looks at them like you cast it and it says, okay, I'm going to drain each opponent for 5. But that means that you're draining them for 10.
Yeah.
And you're gaining. Or did you gain 5 or 10? You must gain 5. You
Yeah.
only gain 5. But you drain them for 10. So iterations of like each opponent really start doubling up effects. You can do some really cool stuff.
I loved playing Two-Headed Giant with that card. So you can find fun, unique synergies that are just kind of more busted in Two-Headed Giant than they are in single-player Magic.
Which is super relevant.
Yes.
Because we're going to talk a little bit later about an upcoming set that's themed around Two-Headed Giant and talk about ways that we're excited to potentially see them mess with that.
So the main way that you usually play Two-Headed Giant is sealed, as Megan said. So you get your pile of boosters.
Yeah.
Just a pile between the two of you.
Just a pile.
You're usually going to be able to build 2 really powerful decks just because, like Team Sealed, you've got so many packs to choose from that you're able to kind of build really cohesive strategies. And Megan, how do you normally like to split up your 2HG decks?
You know, I feel like there's been just like so many different ways that I've attacked it in the past. Like sometimes it'll be about, I remember I had one set of decks where it was like, mine was all about essentially like this combo kill with like a Hydra and then like something that gave it double strike.
Nice.
And then my partner's deck was all like counter spells.
Yeah.
Basically to like protect it. And I think that there are plenty that do go that way where one person is more about like, I'm going to be like our threats and our creatures. And the other person is like, I'm going to work on like defense. I'll be like kill spells.
Counter
counter
spells.
spells. And stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's generally a good way to approach it if you feel super overwhelmed when you're building one deck on D and one deck on O. Together it spells do.
And you do want to play it.
It's all coming together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you can't use your opponent, your second of your 2 heads, to tap mana to cast your spells.
No,
you can't do that.
are only using your own mana to cast your own spells.
Could I put an aura from my hand onto one of your creatures if you're my partner?
As long as it says enchant a creature and not enchant a creature you control.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you can.
So that's an important distinction that you'll want to be sure to check for when you're playing 2HG.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you can't, for instance, equip your artifacts and equipment to your friends, your partner's creatures, because artifacts specifically care about being on your own creatures.
Right.
But sealed is not the only way that you can play Two-Headed Giant.
No.
It is the most common, but you can also draft Two-Headed Giant.
What? That sounds cray-cray.
And it kind of is. It's a wild draft format because the way it works is you still want to have pods of 6 or 8. So you'll have like either 3 teams or 4 teams.
Okay.
But you're not going to sit separate around the table from your teammate. You both sit together. And instead of having 3 boosters, your team has 6 boosters total in front of them. And you still open one at a time. So say you have 3 pairs that are sitting around this table.
Yeah.
They each pair opens a booster. So you have 3 open boosters. And then you pick 2 cards as a team.
This is like achieving so many dreams for Magic players where you're just like, oh, I want 2 cards out of this pack.
Exactly. And in this, you can take 2 cards.
Wow.
And it's really sweet because you're not taking 1 and 1. So these cards, you're making just one collective pool. So you can just take the best 2 cards and not have to worry yet about dividing them up between decks or like keeping like 2 cohesive draft decks together. You're just making like the best pool possible, basically.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so you're going to do that through all of the 6 boosters. Like you pick 2 and you pass until there's no more cards and you open the next one, pass the other way. It's pretty sick.
Wow, this seems like it could take a while to draft.
Yeah, it does. It certainly does. Especially like once you factor in like talking.
Oh yeah, like
or like like whispering with your teammate.
I think it's going to be a cool experience, though. And a brand new set has been announced that makes use of the draft format in Two-Headed Giant. It's called Battlebond.
That's right. Do.
Not BattleBots.
Extra. Read all about it.
Oh, no. Do you remember BattleBots?
No.
Man, I loved that show. Wow, 2 shows.
I didn't watch a ton of shows as a kid.
This one was more like a Maria's in high school show on Comedy Central, I want to say. And the people designed robots which would go into a ring and fight each other.
That sounds awesome.
It was so good. It was amazing because there's like teams of, students or whatever making these bots to just like smash somebody else's robot. But it all went out the window when some team broke the format.
What happened? What did they do?
Okay, so there's a bunch of roads you can go as a battle bot. You can stab somebody's bot with like a stabby arm. You can. Yeah. There was some that were like, they were so funny. I love robots so much. It would spin and had like knives coming out of it or whatever.
Amazing. But
the bot that broke it all is the first bot that did this. Flipped.
Wow.
Because once you get flipped, that's it.
You're done. You can't do anything.
So BattleBots ended because there's nothing you could kind of do about it.
Wait, no. I argue with that. I take issue with that because all you need to do then is make like something that's like the middle of it, right? Like the wheels can extend up on both sides.
Yeah.
Like I think
and then there were ones that were able to operate flipped.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like the next iteration is bots that once they're flipped can still move. Like they don't have a.
Maybe I'm wrong about why that ended at all, but I do recall that being completely OP.
If it were up to me, like BattleBots would never have ended. I want to watch that right now.
It came back for a while. I don't know if it's still around, but oh god, it was so funny.
I still remember only getting to watch 3 shows.
Okay.
Which is Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
Freaking great.
Wishbone.
Great.
And then what was it? Like the Krat Brothers?
Yes, Wild Krats.
The Wild Krats. Their very first show.
Yeah, I remember it.
Before they had because they also did Zaboomafoo later.
Yes.
But this was pre Zaboomafoo, where it was literally just them.
Just two dudes.
Talking about animals and stuff, and it was really cool.
Do you remember Captain Kangaroo?
I never got to watch
I mean, Captain Kangaroo was almost slightly before me, too. It was a strange show. Anyway.
Wishbone, Carmen Sandiego, Krat Brothers.
I still think that if I ever had offspring, I would be like, you have to watch these old shows. I don't care about any of this new crap.
This new stuff can get out.
Where it's at.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of, today is the 50th anniversary of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Oh,
first appearance on PBS.
While we're recording.
Yes, while we're recording on Monday. Yeah. Anyway, we were talking about something. Battlebond.
extra, read all about it.
Battlebond's a brand new set that's being released June 8th. You'll be able to play for it for the first time. It's got 254 cards. A lot of them are reprints. 85 of those cards are going to be brand new and specifically designed to play in the Two-Headed Giant format. So their mechanics are going to matter based on you having a partner, that kind of thing. So I don't know what they're going to be, but it sounds really cool.
I'm super excited. They're calling it this kind of like one of the draft innovation sets, which if you remember Conspiracy and Conspiracy Take the Crown.
Yeah.
And even Unstable, they're saying like those were specifically geared towards like messing with the drafting environment and seeing like what are new ways that we can like bend, what new shapes can we make with drafting.
That's really cool.
Conspiracy being obviously you could take like conspiracies and you're drafting a deck to play in a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
And Unstable having like contraptions and all of that, and doing all sorts of wild things with your opponent's cards sometimes.
Love Unstable.
It's so great. So I'm very excited because those have all been a ton of fun.
Yes. And we're getting a new world with Battlebond as well.
That's right.
It's a world where 2-on-2 combat is the primo sport. And
that's right.
You're rewarded for killing your opponent stylishly instead of just like with blunt force trauma.
Instead of just flipping the bot. Flipping the bot would not get style points though. It's just like that's brute effectiveness. So
the name of this new world, this new plane is Kylem.
Kylem.
Which I want to point out backwards is me like.
Oh my god, you're right.
Me like Kylem.
Yeah.
Horrifying.
So I'm super excited.
Yeah, this sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
I think it's going to be super sweet, and I can't wait to see. Okay, let's make a
Two-Headed Giant mechanic.
A prediction time.
Okay, prediction.
A prediction time where we're each going to right now just like try to invent a mechanic for Two-Headed Giant
I've got
specifically.
One.
All right.
I've got to name it though.
Okay.
No, that's not going to work. Steelaroo. It's not really called that.
Steelaroo.
Steelaroo.
Okay.
And what it allows you to do is cast a card using your mana from your opponent's hand, using mana of any color to cast a spell.
Ooh.
So maybe it has to be on like your card. Your card says Steelaroo on it, and so I'm allowed to tap my mana to cast your card.
Oh wow! So yeah, if the card says Steelaroo,
and it costs like 2 more or something, I don't know.
Yeah, and it means that your opponent can or not your opponent, your teammate can cast it.
Yeah, your teammate can cast it.
Wow!
Steelaroo, lock it in.
Steelaroo.
Because it just allows you for more. There's more flexibility with when you can play stuff and whatever.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Well, I wonder if that will be real.
That's great. I really hope its name is Steelaroo.
Steelaroo. What's your mechanic?
Ooh, I'm still trying to think.
Okay. Maybe there's a mechanic that has something to do with like you are only allowed to attack a certain head of the Two-Headed Giant or something like that.
Okay, wait. Here's mine.
Okay.
Which is basically it's like an ability that goes on your creatures, and it says like when it attacks, if an opponent's or if your teammate's creature is also attacking, it gets a bonus.
Yeah, that's great.
It's called Buddy Time.
Buddy Time. Perfect.
Buddy Time. Where if both your creature and your teammate's creature are attacking, then
Same with blocking,
it's
probably.
It's kind of like Soul Bond.
Yeah.
Where when it comes in, like if like the 2 paired creatures each get a thing. This is if it attacks another attacking creature that your partner controls, they each get a little bonus of some kind. Like they each get flying, or they each get trample, or they each get +1/+1 or something.
Buddy Time and Steelaroo.
Buddy Time and Steelaroo. Write it down and look for them in Battlebond, because they are definitely going to be there with those specific names.
Everybody, let's take a moment to thank our sponsors, Ultra Pro.
That's right. Ultra Pro makes some of the most awesome sleeves, playmats, deck boxes out there. If you are watching this, you can see some of their amazing stuff right behind us.
Check it out.
Playmats galore.
Look at that.
Deck boxes
Look at that.
galore. These sweet These
gravity dice
are
so cool.
Are amazing. They're like so satisfying to roll.
Oh, I know. I love those. Every time I use them, somebody's like, "What are those?" And I'm like, "Sweet space gravity dice."
Sweet space dice, suckers.
Space dice from Ultra Pro. Yeah, we gave away a bunch of their stuff on our stream this past Thursday. So yeah, that's another reason to check out our stream, because we're gonna do Ultra Pro giveaways on our stream all the time. So if you don't have time for that, I mean, you can just go to ultrapro.com by yourself.
That's right. Get yourself some sweet stuff.
And thanks to Ultra Pro once again for sponsoring Magic Reentry.
It's just a standard corner.
Just your average, everyday, run-of-the-mill corner.
90 degrees.
Yep. Beige paint.
Oof.
Yeah.
Do you know what I learned when we were painting our office?
Yes.
That
by the way, check out our office.
I know, check out our office. If you're not watching the video on Thursday, hop on over to YouTube, youtube.com/MTAcast, and you can see the video of this week's podcast.
Hop, literally, please.
Literally hop over to your computer like a bunny. And then while you're watching the video, tweet at us with hashtag bunny hop.
Bunny hop.
Which is definitely unique, and no one else has used it in the past.
No one else will use it.
No one else has ever used it.
Not competitive ballroom dancers. You know what? Like, what is the bunny hop?
What? Is it really a dance?
I think so.
It's got to be. It sounds so much. It sounds so normal.
It's also not one that you would ever see in competition, because they're like, the tango, the waltz, which I don't know.
The bunny hop. Are you thinking of like the Lindy hop?
I don't know. Look it up.
Okay.
I need to
We're
know.
going to look it up.
Okay.
But in the meantime,
let's talk about standard. So we recently had some standard bands designed to nerf.
Oh, wait. I never got around to what I was saying, which is that there's a paint color that's literally called acceptable beige.
Oh, yeah.
There's literally a paint color called acceptable beige. Anyways, now we can move on.
So we had some recent standard bannings designed to nerf the most powerful decks in the format, because WotC decided they were a little too powerful for their own good, and that was Energy and Raminap Red. So what we see now is, I think they've achieved their goal, and in that they've opened up the field to a bunch of new decks in standard. And from what I'm seeing from some of the professional players and just hearing from people who play at home, is that there's a lot more decks out there. There's tons of different types of decks, and people are having a great time playing in standard.
The bunny hop is a novelty dance that was created at Balboa High School in San Francisco in 1952. It is a social mixer dance, sometimes also referred to as a party or dance party dance.
Wow, now I want to know how to do the bunny hop.
Okay, the dance is a variation on a conga line. Participants dance in a line or a circle, holding on to the hips of the person in front of them.
Sure.
They tap the floor 2 times with their right foot, then with their left foot. Then they hop forwards, backwards, and finally 3 hops forward to finish the sequence, which continues throughout the tune. The first person in the line or the open circle leads the group around the floor.
I 100% have done the bunny hop before.
Wow, okay.
That triggered a memory.
All right, what were we talking about?
Standard. It seems great right now.
Yeah, there's so much going on. Like, you can basically, if you can be like, what flavor of Magic player am I?
Mint chocolate chip.
I am Rocky Road.
Great.
And you can play a deck that suits you.
Yeah, so you all know I
take it back, I'm cookie dough.
Oh, okay, I take it back, I'm just plain Oreo.
Yeah.
Mint chocolate chip is my second favorite kind. I don't even know why I said it first. What's going on with me?
I like all ice cream.
Gosh, now I want ice cream.
I'm Cherry Garcia if we're going fancy.
Ooh, fancy. Americone Dream.
Ooh.
I still like Oreo best.
Yeah, I know you do.
I can't lie.
All right. So
basic ice cream girl. You all know I love Black White Vampires. I loved Mono White and Standard a few years ago.
You have been playing Black White Vampires.
Yes, and it wasn't a deck in Ixalan. Like, I wanted it to be, and it just wasn't quite there. It did okay at the Pro Tour, like when people were playing with Oketra's Monument. Mm-hmm. But in my head, that's not a real vampire deck. That's kind of a little bit different. I wanted a thematic tribal vampire deck. And guess what? We've got it, and it works. Okay?
Yeah.
So I've played a number of leagues, and I've gone 4-1 with my vampires multiple times.
Wow.
And I've just been so surprised because I wasn't sure if it was a real deck. I just copied some, basic 5.0 list from a winner on Magic Online, and You know, who knows if it's perfect? It's probably not entirely properly tuned. Megan suggested adding some Settle the Wreckage in my sideboard, which I did, which gets people completely out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
But it's super flexible. That's what I love about this deck is that it's, you know, at its heart, it's an aggressive deck. You've got a lot of 1-drops. You have your Sky Mercher Aspirant. That's a 2/1 for 1, which is something this deck really needed. And you've got freaking Mavrin Fane, which allows you to just keep pumping out dudes. And then you have sit combos where if you have Adanto, the first fort, you can keep making 1/1s. Plus your Metallic Mimic is going to put +1/+1 counters on those 1/1s when you pump them out, either with the fort or with Mavrin Fane. And you've got your Legion's Lieutenant that gives everything +1/+1. So you can potentially make something like 4/4s, 5/5s with this vampire deck for free. Okay, but it can also be a deck that plays the mid to long game because of cards like Adanto, the first fort or whatever, that allows you to build back up your deck if you somehow get settled yourself or fumigated or whatever. So
if your own wreckage gets settled.
Yeah. I love this deck.
Yeah, I can tell.
Wow, you really went off.
You really you really attacked it. It also has Radiant Destiny.
Radiant Destiny. Yes, that was the other card I wanted to mention that made this deck happen. That made this deck a thing.
Which was not something that it had before Rivals came out.
No.
Which is a pretty big thing.
Yeah.
Like just an enchantment that says they get +1/+1.
Yep.
Those vamps.
So,
nice.
like, if you like playing white weenie strategies or attacking with a lot of little creatures, consider playing black-white vampires. It's really cool. And there's a number of different versions. There's a version that I just mentioned, and there's also a version that's more controlling using Yeheni Undying Partisan.
Ooh.
You can play that version as well.
Spicy.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it.
Kind of more controlling, but also equally cool.
Yeah. I have been trying out a couple of different decks, looking for something that feels right for me.
Soul searching.
Don't we all need to sometimes,
know? Mm-hmm.
Especially when we're playing Standard. So I was playing like a little bit of like a Grixis kind of like control-ing deck, like a control-ish deck. But it also had like some creatures. It had the 2/1 that gets an energy when it comes into play and 1 when it attacks, and you can pay 2. Glint Sleeve Siphoner.
Ah, yes.
And
a lot of people playing the Siphoner.
Yeah, exactly. Like very big right now. And it's just like I felt like weird about it, right? I'm just like, why am I playing these creatures? So I've gone back to pure control.
Oh boy.
And I've been playing Approach of the Second Sun.
Oh, okay. Well, that's about as pure as you can get.
It's beautiful.
There's no creatures in this deck.
There's one Torrential Gear Hulk.
Oh,
so,
okay. All right.
You know, calm down.
There's a lot of creatures.
There's one. And then there's also in the sideboard, sometimes you bring in the 7/7, the Elder Dino.
Oh, wow.
The blue one.
Actually, I think I played against somebody who had a Regal Caracal out of the
Tide.
sideboard.
Oh, yeah, I think, yeah. That's also true.
Okay.
So, look, sometimes it wins normally. It wins normal ways. But sometimes it just wins with Approach of the Second Sun.
Yeah.
It's really great. Like, you play a bunch of Fumigates. You play Search for Azcanta. I love that card.
Oh, yeah.
God,
It's got your name all over it.
When it flips and you're just like, oh, you didn't make me spend mana? Well, I'm just going to look at 4 cards and like draw one of them.
Yeah, it like takes away the negative of you just having to leave up mana to do something. You're like, well, I didn't have to counter anything, so
like, I'll just go find some more counter spells.
So is this deck different than we saw in Ixalan? Has it added anything with Rivals?
I'm trying to think.
Or is it just like the same old strong, because it was pretty strong already.
Yeah, and do you know what? It's honestly, it's pretty much the same.
Okay.
It's got its cast outs, it's got its searches, it's got a Gear Hulk, Fumigates, Settle the Wreckages, Glimmer of Geniuses.
This deck don't need no Rivals of Ixalan.
Exactly. Boom. Exactly. It says, hey, I'm doing all right.
I mentioned to Megan before we started recording that a card that we were seeing out of Rivals of Ixalan in Standard that kind of surprised me was Moment of Craving.
Oh, that's right. Tons of decks are playing Moment of Craving.
It's like so funny. When the first time it was cast against me, I was like, what?
Yeah.
I thought Fatal Push, but it's great because it kills my Adanto Vanguard.
Yeah, it kills lots of stuff. Like very notably, you gain a little bit of life.
Yep. Life gain.
With these red aggro decks running around can be a big thing, right? Like
absolutely.
2 points is a lot of times like Like that's another like
The difference.
Hazard activation from them or something like that.
Speaking of red decks, so
Yeah.
one of the nerfs was Ramunap Ruins banned.
Yeah.
Go to the Azkaban. You're out of here. What happened is the deck is still good. Guess what? It's still good and is probably one of the best decks that you can play in standard right now. Still, but people are calling it something different. They're calling it, mono red or Hazar red or whatever.
Yeah, I like Hazard.
Hazard red's kind of cool because obviously Hazard red's still in the deck, still great.
Oh gosh, I mean, like that 5/4 hasty.
Still stupid.
Can throw your cards at your opponent's face for damage.
Yeah.
Indestructible. Like, what a card.
Turns out, still good.
Turns out still good.
Good thing I have exile effects in my vampire deck.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, you can also play vehicles. Red-black is kind of the vehicles color right now in standard. People are playing, who am I thinking of? Scrap Heap Scroungy is still around, getting in there for beats.
Little scroungerino.
Kieran's
there's lots of red-green running around right now.
Oh my gosh. Red-green, I would say, is like the deck of the moment.
Jade Light Ranger.
Yeah.
I've seen so many decks playing 4 of Jade Light Ranger. This is the 1 green for a 2/1 that explores and then explores again.
So good.
Pretty great. And it's got Rekindling Phoenix.
Yeah, this is like the hallmark of
real
this deck.
tough to deal with.
This card, you're just going to die to it.
Yeah.
Full stop, unless you can exile it or bounce the token that it makes, which we did in draft the other day.
Yeah. That's right. We had a great draft the other day.
So sick.
On stream, if you're not watching the stream yet or not following us on Twitch, twitch.com/magictheamateuring.
.tv.
Oh, God, thanks.
I don't know what twitch.com is.
We're going to look it up right now. Twitch.tv/magictheamateuring, though.
Yeah.
And
you can follow us.
So now I'm just laughing about twitch.com and I'm going to find out what it is. Anyways, we 3-0'd the other day.
Yeah, we played Blue-White Ascend, which I think
it's so good.
Is the best deck in the format right now.
So good. We had an Immortal Sun. Oh, God, that card is
beautiful.
Beautiful.
We played little snubs, Snubhorn Sentry.
Oh, little snubs.
I know we're supposed to be talking about standard, but this deck was gas.
Twitch.com just reroutes to twitch.tv.
Oh, does it?
Yeah,
okay. All right, we're fine.
Okay.
They figured it out. Good move, Twitch.
They really did. That makes a lot of sense.
They bought it from like some medication company or something.
Yeah.
But like, it was a sweet deck, and Blue-White Ascend I think is the strongest deck you can draft right now. And
it's so good.
It kind of wasn't particularly close in a lot of our matchups.
Yeah.
Like we felt firmly in control most of the time. We just had a bunch of flyers.
Yep.
Just beat them up.
So many flyers and like a water knot.
Yeah, water knot.
Water knot, great. People do not draft water knot highly enough.
No.
In my opinion. So red green. Oh, look at this one. I'm looking at a red green list right here that also plays 2 Ajani Unyielding.
That's awesome.
That's really sweet. That's the Ajani Planeswalker from Kaladesh.
What does this Ajani do again? Does he put counters like some Ajanis have?
Let's see. So Ajani
I don't even remember
Unyielding,
what he does.
I know, right?
I'm getting real with you.
+2. So this is a 6 mana. So it's 4 green-white, 4 loyalty when it comes into play. +2, reveal the top 3 cards of your library. Put all non-land permanent cards revealed this way into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order.
Okay.
Pretty sick. -2, exile target creature. Its controller gains life equal to its power. Wow. Also
All right.
sick.
Exile ability, notable.
Yeah. -9. Put 5 +1/+1 counters on each creature you control, and 5 loyalty counters on each other planeswalker you control.
Put 10 Bs, am I right?
Put 10 Bs.
Wow.
That's pretty wild. I don't think I remembered that ultimate at all.
That's sick. Well, that's a cool innovation.
I love that it puts 5 loyalty counters on stuff too. Anyways, yeah, so that's pretty cool with that deck, like having a way to keep going big.
And if you like counters, you might want to consider black-green Sneck deck.
Oh, that's right. Sneck deck's still around.
Still around, and it's using cards like Jade Light Ranger and Merfolk Branchwalker to explore and just get enormous plus Virtuous Gearhulk.
Yeah.
Boom, smash, smash, smash.
Wow, Gia, I hadn't even considered the implications of Winding Constrictor, that little Sneck that's from Kaladesh, right?
Kaladesh, I think.
Yeah. And it says with like if something would come on with a +1/+1 counter or put a +1/+1 counter, it puts an additional one on as well.
Yeah.
Which is just great. Your Walking Ballista's still out there running around.
Oh yeah, I hate that
Amazing.
card more than anything.
Bad for vamps. Real hard on vamps.
Yes, it sucks. I think I hate that card more than I hate the Scarab God.
Wow.
I know.
Walking Ballista?
Yeah.
That is a powerful statement.
You know, I hate the Scarab God. I've said it on the show before.
It's a menace. It is a menace right now. Like,
is
tons
so
of decks
good.
are playing it. It's why you're seeing a lot of like Grixis and blue-black.
Yeah.
That card it's just very, very powerful.
But in my leagues the other day when I just went ham, I encountered the Scarab God and I was like, Maria, you've got to face your Scarab God fears.
Yeah.
And I just was ready for it. You know, I assumed they were going to play it on 5 or whatever. And I just kept my exile effects in my hand for the Scarab God. And then I was like, you know what? I'm not so scared of you after all. Plus I have flyers.
Yeah.
So like, I guess I don't care. But Walking Ballista can just decimate me pretty easily. So
yeah. It just comes in and is like, pew, 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 pew,
yeah.
pew, pew, pew,
Don't even have to
pew,
tap
pew.
it. Don't even have to tap it.
And if you try to remove it, they're just like, take all the counters off and kill your things.
Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
Who designed that card? Come into my office.
Wow.
Get
I
in
don't
here.
like the way you said office. It makes it sound like it's not an office. It's like a dumpster.
Come into my dumpster of doom, my doom dumpster. Oh boy. A list of things Maria should have never said. Number 695.
If there's a card in standard that you think is really a menace right now, please tweet us that card with the hashtag Doom Dumpster.
Oh Lord. One other deck I wanted to mention, actually two that I've run up across when I was playing some leagues the other day. Number 1 was an Auras deck.
Yeah.
Blue-white Auras deck playing a Shram Senior Edificer, which draws you a
Ooh.
card when you play an Aura. And just
That's
playing
pretty cool.
tons of little cards like Cartouche of Solidarity, playing Curious Obsession, and all this kind of stuff, which I don't know if this deck is good. It wasn't good against me because one removal spell like does it in. I don't understand why it wasn't playing. Maybe it was playing Slippery Scoundrel in the deck because it seems like that's what it wants to do. And it was playing Snubhorn Sentry to try and get Ascend really quickly. But I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I'll just put it out there. I thought it was cool.
I think I've also seen a lot of hidden stockpile anointed procession decks.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
definitely still a thing.
Still a thing.
Of the ones that just make, and I was playing against them, and they would make just like so many 1/1s.
Oh, yeah.
Just 1/1s for days.
And Hour of Promise.
Yeah.
Also still a deck. They're not doing anything except casting Hour of Promise. Well, dealing with your stuff.
Yeah. Wait, what else do they do with, what does Hour of Promise do?
You get two zombies.
Oh, that's right. I
So-
forgot that you get, I always forget about I've only ever used it really for ramping. I forgot that you get
that
zombies.
Too. Yeah. And then you get the zombies and that's how you kill them.
Wow.
Isn't that
That's
weird?
That's pretty weird. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
You kill everything and stop everything your opponent's doing. And eventually when you've run out of resources, you're like, now I have these zombies and now you die.
Wow.
So
Very
yeah,
cool.
Lots of cool places to go in Standard. So if you haven't checked it out recently, it's really cool and alive right now. And there's tons of decks to choose from. The format's not solved by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you could build some stuff and get creative yourself.
All right, everyone. We have a new flavor text theater for you
Yes.
called Make It Ixalan, where we're going to crack this pack of Kaladesh, which does not have pirates, dinosaurs, merfolk, or vampires in
No,
it.
no.
And we will transform the cards inside into pirates, dinosaurs, merfolk, or vampires.
That's right. So
That's right.
This is like an alternate reality or perhaps the mixing of two beautiful realities into one.
That's right. All right, here we go.
Wow, Kaladesh. It's been a long time.
Kaladesh, I know, right?
Reminder that these rares that we open from Kaladesh are going to go into our giveaway at the end of the month. If you're on YouTube, you can look below the video. There's a Gleam entry. You can enter in to win these. Or if you're looking in our show notes, there's also the link there to enter.
All right.
Wow.
Ooh, okay. The one that I'm looking at right now is the Aradara Express.
Oh my
5,
gosh.
Artifact Vehicle, 8/6 Menace, Crew 4. This is obviously a pirate ship.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's the Aradara cruiser, what's the schooner, the Aradara schooner.
Okay.
And it other than that, it's literally exactly the same. Yeah, it's 5 mana, Menace because it is crewed by pirates.
Yep.
And Crew 4 because it's a big old ship.
It's a
big ol'
huge
schooner.
ship. I have one of the interesting cards from Kaladesh here, Glass Blower's Puzzle Knot. Remember this
Ooh,
beauty?
yeah.
When an ETB scry 2, get 2 energy, and then of course pay 2 in a blue, same thing happens. So Glass Blower's Puzzle Knot is going to turn into like merfolk puzzle. I don't know what.
Yeah.
What it is it's an artifact where it helps you locate Araska.
Ooh,
You know, it's some kind of
nice,
hidden
yeah.
merfolk artifact.
Yeah.
And it does help. It does scry.
I like it. It's kind of like, I feel like this is like, it's like a treasure. Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe when you crack it at 2 in a blue, instead of getting energy, you make a treasure.
You make a treasure.
Yeah.
And then you scry. Oh yeah. Okay, that works.
All right, I've got Malfunction, which was 3 in a blue, enchant artifact or creature. When it enters the battlefield, tap enchanted permanent. Enchanted permanent doesn't untap during its controller's untap
so
step.
good.
This one is
Water knot.
Water knot. No, I was gonna say this is because water knot is for like creatures, and this is too. But I want this to be like a hole in a ship. Like
a cannonball blast.
this is gonna be yes, except
letting on water.
this is called the iceberg that sank the Titanic.
Okay,
3 in a
perfect.
blue.
Perfect. Sad
Yes.
Titanic.
Sad Titanic. So this card is called Sad Titanic. And you can enchant an artifact or a creature. And it taps. Every time, let's see. Ooh, I'm trying to think of like something that you can do. Maybe you can I'm going to say you can sacrifice a creature to untap it.
Oh,
Because it's like you're
brutal.
sending someone down there to bail out the water.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. My card, it has actually. Oh, I dropped it. Everybody. It's actually. Oh God, help. It has a name that would, I think, appear in Ixalan, Wild Wander, which was a 3 and a green for a 3/2. When it enters the battlefield, you go get a land, basically.
Yeah.
Put it onto the battlefield tapped. And I think what this card is, it's a pirate who's defected and become a merfolk. So it's somebody who
Wow.
wants to be a merfolk. So it's a pirate, and he's going through the pirate forest just covered in leaves and stuff, like wanting to become one of the mer people. Wild Wanderer.
Wow.
But when you go get a land, you have to go get a green or blue land. But this card is red.
Wow.
Weird. I just broke the color pie.
All right, I have Die Young. This was the 1 in a black sorcery. Choose target
Yeah.
creature. You get 2 energy. Then you may pay any amount of energy. The creature gets -1 until end of turn for each energy paid this way. This is Die Never. It's gonna be 1 black, and instead of paying energy, you just pay life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense. This card is fortuitous find. Do you remember this, old buddy? 2 in a black. Sorcery, choose 1 or both. Return a target artifact from your graveyard to your hand and creature. So obviously this is almost exactly like that
Yeah.
pirate. What's it called?
Grim Captain's Call.
Grim Captain's Call. But you can return an artifact or a pirate. Never mind.
Wait, what's the one that I'm thinking? It's not Grim Captain's Call. It's like
It's got like the old
the two
soggy
of those,
pirate.
soggy pirates.
Yeah,
walking
that's
out
what
of
I
the
was
ocean.
thinking of.
Yeah. Why can I not think of it?
Return Captain's Hook to your hand and a pirate.
Giant Spectacle, 1 in red, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+1 and has menace. This is Dinosaur Spectacle. And it's 1 in red. You enchant a creature and it gets +2/+2 and haste.
Dinosaur Spectacle.
Yeah, it's basically swashbuckling except for dinosaurs.
Built to last, it was a single white mana. For an instant, target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If it's an artifact, creature gains indestructible. So this one, built to last, makes me think of, once again, pirate ships. Mm-hmm. So what it's going to do is going to... This is like impossible because I want it to be an aura that you put on your pirate ship that gives it like +0/+4 or something.
Yeah.
But it's
You can
gonna
have
like
it
fall off.
No, you can have it enchant an artifact or a creature.
Okay,
like
so
Malfunction.
yeah, built to last is going to be built to last, and it's going to be +0/+4 on artifact or creature.
Nice. Rush of Vitality, 1 in a black, instant target creature gets +1/+0 and gains lifelink and indestructible until end of turn. This I'm getting like vampire vibes from
Oh
this.
yeah, for sure.
Rush of Vitality,
Absolutely.
1 in a black, and it gets plus. Let's see, I wanted to get +2/+0, except in order to cast it, it's 1 in a black. But you have to if it targets a vampire, it's 1 in a black, and if you want to target anything else, you have to pay 2 life.
Nice. This is Spontaneous Artist here. Was 3 and red for a 3/3. When you get an energy when it ETBs, pay an energy, target creature gains haste until end of turn. This is going to turn into Spontaneous. What's it called when you're kind of like a double dealing? You're a
Two-faced liar.
It's something artist. Like
What? Con artist?
Con artist. Thank you. Spontaneous con artist. And it's a pirate, obvi, because it's red. And yeah, I guess it's I just want life instead of energy for haste and all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
But maybe since it's called Spontaneous Con Artist, it's got the threaten effect attached to it.
I like that.
I think that's what it is.
That.
Okay.
Okay, this is Harsh Scrutiny.
Oh, yeah.
Black sorcery. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a creature card from it. That player discards that card. Scry 1. Harsh Scrutiny. Instead of it's Examine Motives.
That's a good card name.
Examine Motives, and it still is a single black for a sorcery, but you can make them discard either a pirate or a vampire.
Oh, nice.
Because both of those groups have very suspect motives.
Indeed.
So you're examining their motives and finding them lacking.
Do you remember this cutie Arborback Stomper?
Oh, Arborback Stomper.
Still cute. 3 green for this 5/4 beefer. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 5 life. It has trample.
That's a dino.
It's obviously
That's
a dinosaur called Jungle Stomper.
Yep.
And it's the same card.
It's literally the same card. Our rare I have is Spire Bluff Canal.
Ooh, that's a good
Nice.
one.
That's a good one. This is the land that taps for blue or red. Hold on, let me think. I feel like this is still like it's like Jungle Canal.
Yeah. Jungle
And it's like blue and
estuary.
green. Yeah, Jungle Estuary.
Perpetual Timepiece is the final card we have here, which was a crazy little like shuffling, putting cards into graveyards situation. I want to call it Jace's Timepiece. And what it is like his watch. This is not in the story, but I'm adding it. He had a pocket watch,
Yeah,
that he got on Ixalan with, but it was broken. It was shattered. But he fixes it while on Ixalan. And when he does, that's when his memory returns.
Wow.
Jace's Timepiece.
Wow.
I
Nice.
love pocket watches, by the way.
Pocket watches are cool.
Man,
I like them.
I would wear one all the time. Like, excuse me, what time is it?
Oh.
Whing. I've got it right here on my little pocket watch. Well, peeps, that's the end of this show.
That's
quick
right.
plug. Besides just generally watching us stream, we've got a streaming event coming up this Thursday. It's a Streamer Showdown.
That's right. We're going to be part of the Streamer Showdown. And it is Theros.
I'm so excited.
Theros. I'm so excited. I love it.
No, Theros is so
Theros.
cool. And we've got a sick pod, including Loading Ready Run.
Ooh, nice.
We're at 1 p.m. Pacific time. That's 3 p.m. Central time on Thursday, twitch.tv/Magic the Amateuring to see us take down Loading Ready Run,
Once
doubt.
again.
And call
Once
them and just like put salt in the wound.
Yes. Yes.
On James's birthday, no less, last time.
That's right. Last time.
Happy birthday, you loser.
That was really. That was real harsh.
That was so good.
Harsh.
It was so good. I'm so excited though. You love Theros. I love Theros.
God, it's one of our favorite sets that we've played.
I'm so excited.
And we're super excited.
So yeah, flashback Theros drafts, by the way. Get
Hop
in
on Magic
that.
Online. Douche.
What were you trying to say?
Dude.
Megan's dead over in the corner. And it's moments like that, ladies and gentlemen, that I
You can't put that on the show. It's family friendly.
We already swore on this episode.
What did we say?
We just
only
said damn.
We said damn. That's not bad.
Okay. I mean, it's just a French word for shower. Hop on Magic Online, you douche.
Oh my god. Wow.
Wow. Hey.
Sometimes this job really gets to you.
But yeah, sweet flashback drafts and Magic Online. Hop on there, dudes. And remember,
friends,
this is Magic the
comrades,
Patreon Pledge Drive month.
Yes, it is. It is the month where we are, reminding everyone, please go in and update your pledge to reflect our new monthly system.
If you already did, hooray! Yay!
Yay! You are amazing.
Thank you.
You are skilled. You are talented. You are wonderful. You're a true delight.
Yes.
And if you have not yet, it's okay. Just hop on over there and do it.
Yeah.
Before, after, or never at any point around drinking a glass of milk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, please do it. And big thank you to everybody who's joined the MTA family on our pledge drive month. We've had a bunch of new members and it's made us very, very happy. So thank you so much. But we still have a little ways to go to where we are back where we used to be with Patreon. So hopefully we don't want to feel any pain. So please get on there and update your pledge if you haven't already done so. You can also support Ravnica. You might notice our lovely lighting in our beautiful office continues to improve. I'm so very happy about it. Thank you everybody who's gone to paypal.me/MTAcast and donated $50 or more. And we'll put your name up on the wall of gratitude.
Amazing.
And that it's going to look amazing because we're going to have a bunch of names on it. So if you want your name on there, you have until the end of February to get your name on the wall if you want to donate.
Yep.
Big thank you again to cardkingdom.com/MTAcast. Please use that link when you go there to buy all the magic gear you could possibly need and request a Magic the Amateuring sticker.
Yay.
Yay!